Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Today is Thursday, September the 20th, 2018, and we are the Team Moneymakers and Team Dreammakers. We have Delana and McCall Simpson. Delana has been selling Avon now. Delana, what year are we on?
This time, 6.
6 years, but
like,
she's
yeah,
same as
like,
me.
yeah,
Almost
I
18,
started like in
17.
July, started October, yeah.
Right. Delana is a top seller. She just made Rose Circle. She has a team of, where are you at on team? About 80? 80 something?
93.
93. We're almost at the 100. Yay! Team members. She is a bronze leader, and she has been doing so well with fundraising that I thought, let's bring her on live. And with everybody getting so excited fourth quarter, that it'd be a great time to share with you because we got double dollars. And if you do a fundraiser during double dollars, I mean, you could catapult yourself to President's Club or higher. So we want to talk about that. So we're just going to start with some general things, and then Delana's pretty much got the floor. So I guess one of the first things, Delana, is, a lot of reps come to me and they're like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, where would a new rep or somebody that's never done fundraising, where would they begin?
I would say specifically, like if you have children in school, would start with their schools and ask within school, you could ask for a general fundraiser, or if you have kids that are in band or choir or Spanish club or anything like that that needs to raise money, FHA, football, soccer, maybe specifically try to target some of those organizations. It helps when you know somebody to get in, of course. I tried to get in a couple of other places because there was one school here that has to raise $2,500 each for a band member to go march in the Rose Parade. And I was like, holy crap, that would be awesome. But, I didn't know anybody really, so I couldn't get in. I did present, but you never know unless you. But, I also suggest, and I saw you talking about the other day too, that, I carry these around with me. And they're a flyer that I've made up that says, do you need another fundraiser other than car washes, cookie dough, and bake sales? Then have you thought about an Avon fundraiser? So I keep these in the car with me. And so I'll stop if somebody's doing a car wash or a bake sale and ask them who's in charge. Usually give a donation of, $1, whatever. And then ask who's in charge and give this to them and get their contact information. That's another way to get some people. But, let me just go through this a little bit though. I just say it's easy in your club. Can you see that? Yeah. Your club or organization can earn 40%. You can decide how much you want them to earn. You get 50% earnings. Some people may give back 35 or 30%. I give 40. That's up to you. Because I know I'm going to get more sales out of it from the people that are ordering from the fundraisers, and I'm going to give them all a brochure and samples too. But it's basic. It just is how it works. You show the Avon fundraising flyer to your family and friends, just like a normal fundraiser. Fill out the back of the form, collect the money in cash or check. And then once the money's collected, Avon gives your organization back the earnings. And then I give them a little example of if 10 people sell $15 to 10 customers, that's $1,500 times 40% is a $600 donation. So kind of break it down a little bit for them so they can see that, it doesn't take that much effort. And that's just based on bug guard, really.
Right, right.
InsoSoft and the moisture therapy, those are more expensive.
Now, do you want to tell everybody where to find the materials, or they can order those materials?
For fundraisers, you can go on. Everybody should be on Avon 2.0 now, I'm guessing. And it's on the homepage down at the bottom. I just actually pulled it up and started looking through it. They have everything that you need to present to a fundraising organization. I just made this up. Ow, dropping things. I just made this up, for me, and it works for me. But, they have more formal things that you can use. They have contracts that you can fill out with the person that you want to do the fundraiser with. And so you have something in writing, maybe if you don't know that person very well. The last one I just did was with a very good friend of mine that teaches an exercise class I go to on Monday nights. And she's the cheerleading coach for this Pee Wee football team. And we were actually exercising one night, and I'm like, she's asking me if I want to sponsor, for $50, and I can put my books in their bags that they're doing for their some kind of championship they were doing. And if I gave them $50, they were going to put my name, Avon, on the back of the shirts too. I'm like, well, heck yeah, that sounds like a deal. And then we're exercising along. I'm like, do you need to do a fundraiser? She's like, yeah, we do. We need some supplies. And so, you know, we just met after class, and then we just made it happen. And it was a $3,500 fundraiser. Now, there were 115 participants, but only about 30 or 40 participated. So you got to kind of consider that too. I was hopeful that at least 50 people would do it, and it was during double dollars. So it really boosted my award sales up. So that's how I made Rose Circle. And so, you know, we've got award sales coming up again for anybody, you know, anybody in campaign 22 to 26. If you do a fundraiser, it's going to double your dollars, and you can hit President's Club. It's not too late.
And you, I guess we can say, you know, I'm in my past of doing fundraisers. I remember having like one of my first ones, and it was such a flop, and it was like discouraging because I'm like, I thought all these students, you know, with Safety Patrol, it was going to be like such a great fundraiser, and it was just a flop. So you've been there, I'm sure, where you've had some that are flop, and you've had some really successful ones. Tell them about the most successful one you just had.
Well, that one was $3,500 is how much they raised. And it was only, now I set up a meeting. What I do is I put, I have this information that says how it works. It just says about showing the Bug Guard flyer to everybody and collecting the money. I give them an envelope, and I give them this information sheet and the flyer, and then a breakdown also of if they, you know, the 40% earnings, so they can see the sky's the limit on how much you could actually sell and earn. But I just make the bullet points very simple, you know, pass out the information to people, collect the money. I tell them to disregard the 75-cent order processing fee. That's completely up to you. I don't think we should charge that for every single person. It makes it easier if you just do a flat $15. Then add sales tax if it's not a tax exempt fundraiser. And then you turn in the cash or checks by a certain date. You give them a date to turn it in, and checks are made payable to the representative. And then once all the money is collected, then you deposit it, and then you order it. Make sure you get the money in the bank first, because you know, you need to have that money.
Now, I have a question. So when I did mine in the past, like if it was a church, let's say, and you had all the participants that are out there, and if you guys look at it like kind of like a Girl Scout cookie form, like I don't know if you have a form like you can hold up and show them, like the front side is all your product, and then the back side, so the front side's all the product, and then you flip it over. If you were a Girl Scout or Boy Scout, you had like, it looks like a form for the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. So if they're going door to door, they're bringing this to work, okay, and they're filling it out. I don't know if you meant when you said writing the check, I always had them write the check to the person that's collecting, and then that person that's collecting, like to the organization, I'm sorry, whatever the organization is. So if it's such and such United Methodist Church, that's on the bottom, and that way you as the rep aren't dealing with a bunch of people that you don't know check-wise. I mean, I don't know if you've had success taking all the, are you taking all the checks from people you don't know, Delana?
Yeah,
to you?
because it actually says on the form to make it payable to the representative. That's why I do that.
However, okay, that's something new.
However, Marcy Mulkey did a fundraiser. She's in my downline, and she had the checks made payable to the organization because she didn't want all that going through her.
I don't, I personally, I personally would prefer, and this just, if yours worked that way, I mean, and all of you listening, like, do it the way that you feel most comfortable, because this is your business. I know for me, when I did it before, you know, I didn't want to deal with a bunch of people I did not know. And I thought, you know what, make the checks payable to either the person that's collecting or to the, if the organization's name is there, then all those checks are going to the church. And then the church, for example, they're going to write you a check for the difference. So your fundraiser, you know, you owe Avon at least the 50% for the product, but let's say you're keeping 10% back. So they're going to give you 60% in a check so that you can order the product and 10% for you. And then whatever's left over, that's their gravy. They're already paid. It's done. So that's how I prefer personally to do it, but if yours worked your way, and
Yeah.
like I said, each of you listening, do it the way that you're most comfortable. If you want them to write them to you, all to you, and then you collect it and then, divvy out into the fundraiser, that's fine. However you guys want to do it, but
I also
you were
found
very,
this last time, people were asking about paying by PayPal. So if you have PayPal,
Mhm.
I also found out there's another Delana out there in PayPal world. So I might need to change mine because I think somebody's money went there. But anyway,
Oh no! Wow,
yeah,
because you're such a unique name. So that's, yeah.
I know.
Only
So
one other. There's only one other, but there's only one you. There's only one Delaney Simpson. Only one you. Okay. Let's see. So you said, of course, keep it really simple, guys. Don't overthink it.
right,
Definitely utilize the fundraising flyers that are down below at the homepage. And if you don't know how to get back to the homepage, you're going to go up to the top of your Avon 2.0. Just click on that, and that's going to take you back to the homepage. A lot of people are like, how do I get back there? Because once
right.
you're in like my orders and everything, it kind of becomes like, how do I get back to my homepage? So all you have to do is click on where it says your Avon 2.0, and it'll take you right back to the homepage.
Yep,
Scroll to the very bottom, and you will
yep.
see fundraising. Once you open fundraising, all of the letters, emails, regular printable letters, your flyers are there.
Flyers, everything.
Yeah. If you want to order a packet, then you go through Avon Advantage, which again would be, it's at the bottom, right? You go to the
Yeah,
very bottom.
yeah,
It's at the bottom. You go Avon Advantage, and then from Avon Advantage, you click on Town and Country. So that's
yep,
your steps. Avon Advantage, Town and Country, and then in Town and Country, if you want to order a fundraising packet or if you want to order the flyers from them, then you
yes.
can do that. And I think the fundraising packet is what, $7? Is it still
Mhm.
7 or is it 8?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, I don't
Anybody
know.
that's ordered it, feel free to chime in. It used to be 7. It might be $7, but it basically is just a folder they send you with everything that you're seeing already on 2.0 that you can print up yourself.
Just,
Um,
I would just say, make sure if you need some things from Town and Country, allow 2 weeks to get it. Because I ordered something
that's true.
2 weeks ago and I just got the banner yesterday. But that does, I mean, I like the flyers when I have time to order the flyers through them because they're slick and they look nice. Like that, this is Town and Country. This is
Yeah,
off my, this is from my printer, but it's going to take a lot of ink. But did y'all know that we
right. The
have these?
shine, right.
So it's
It's not going
cool.
to be a glossy, not a
Yeah.
glossy, but people
Look at that.
can now, if the fundraiser themselves, like I would personally offer the company that was doing it, I would say, look, I can give you a little more in your earnings if you want to print all of your own materials with your
Sure.
church name. You can, I'll give you a little more, but keep in mind as the rep, if you're giving the full 50% and you're doing the printing and you're adding brochures to every single bag, you're ordering the bags to bag the products and your time, and you're giving the full 50%, I personally wouldn't do that. Delana doesn't do that. I give at least 40% and 30 or 40%. So if they're going to print their own materials, like all of it, then maybe I could go ahead and be like, I'll give you 45%. Keep 5% back to cover your time and your when you're ordering your brochures and things like that to deliver and stuff. So again, at the end of the day, is your business. You
Right.
decide how you want to do that. I just like to heed warning in the fact that if you're printing all those materials and they tell you we have 200 participants
Oh,
and
right.
you're supposed to, yeah, you're supposed to order all that, you
Yeah.
better have allotted that out of your thing that you're only giving them
Right.
30% to cover your material. So I
Right.
just don't want anybody new listening going, oh yeah, I'm going to give you the full 50% and then realize, oh my God, I got to print it. They're not thinking about the supplies,
Right.
printing the flyers, getting the bags to deliver, your time, the order envelopes that you have to order,
Yep.
things like that. So I would not do the 50% unless they say, yeah, we'll buy all that stuff. Okay.
Right.
That's just
Yeah.
personal. So let's see. Placing the order. Tell them a little bit about how that goes now once the fundraiser has concluded. How long does your fundraisers last? And how do they go about doing the actual order?
I usually give them, I won't say I do, I ask the organizer that I'm working with. And usually we do 2 to 3 weeks. I think if it gets longer than that, then people kind of lose the enthusiasm and and
Right.
time frame. So I usually 2 weeks. I mean, we did that one for bug guard in 2 weeks. You know, people are out there watching their kids play football and they're itching. They're getting bit, so they need the bug guard. So
Right.
so we did like 2 weeks, and you want to place your regular order first when you put your order in. You want to, first of all, you got to register your fundraiser through Avon, through the fundraising tab. It's very simple to do. And then once you register, you'll also see the phone number there. I would, you know, make note of that. But once you register it, I was very impressed on this last one because Avon called me and emailed me as soon as I sent it in, just to see if I had any extra questions. So I thought that was very cool. Also, this one was tax exempt. So if it's tax exempt, you need to send in, they have the email address for you to send in the tax exempt form and a letter of authorization on organization letterhead. It can be very short. It's very easy to do. And if anybody needs the wording, I've got it down pat. So every time I send it in, then they send me back something saying your file is complete. Good luck on your fundraiser. So when you're placing your order, you want to place your regular on-time order first, and then once that submits, then you send in your fundraiser order, and you use the item number. It's on there, but 045642 as the first item number, and that lets Avon know that that's a fundraiser. And then you
045642, guys. 045642. And does that ever change, Jelena?
No, it's always
so
been
that becomes the first line number in your fundraiser.
Yeah.
You just put it in once. That way they know, oh, this order coming in is going to be at 50%.
Right.
And it's a fundraiser. And then from there, you just automatically then would total up, like for bug guard, if there's X amount of cans of this, you would just put it in and put 30 cans of this.
Right.
If it's X amount of cans of that, 30 cans of that, and just do the line number. And I would think, you know, with bug guard, it's less product as far as choices.
Right.
You're only going to have 6 different items to put the quantities. Not 6? 8 different. So 8, you'll have 8 line numbers, but all the quantities will be like how many of this item, how many of this item, basically.
Right.
And then if you're doing like a Herbie fundraiser, which is our stuffed plush hedgehog this year, then that's really easy. You're just going to total up how many Herbies. She's got a picture of him. How many did the whole organization sell? Put in that line number, and then go ahead and I sold 100 Herbies, put it in, and submit your fundraiser. Wasn't there a tip? I remember something about if you had more than 200, doesn't it go to like the large order desk or something, Delaney? Do you want to?
You know what?
To split it up.
I just heard about that yesterday because I called about something. I never even knew that until yesterday. But there is, if you do have something that's 200 or more of a specific item, then yes, you have to, I guess, call and let them know ahead of time.
Right. Because
I've been selling how many years, and I didn't know that until yesterday.
Yeah, that's something like the large order desk. What has happened, and this goes to also if you are on your regular campaign, let's say you sell more than 200 of a specific item, you may want to split that up, because if it goes over 200, it sometimes holds the order, from what I've heard, because it has to go through like an approval through the order desk, because it's like, whoa, this is a lot of quantity one rep wants of this product. And so they have to like check off an approval to make sure they got it in stock, because there's other reps ordering, as well. So they want to make sure you didn't make an error as well and meant to put 20 and all of a sudden you put 2,000, something crazy. So same thing with the fundraiser. I think they know it's a fundraiser, but just if you have one specific item in your fundraiser that's hitting close to 200, you may want to call them so that you don't have any issues. Basically. Arthur, go ahead.
Well, two things. When I did the bug guard fundraiser, which was ironic, the anti-itch was not available. I was like, are you kidding me? I had so many people that ordered it. So I wrote to the office of the president, and they were like, yeah, it should be available. They got me somebody else ordered it from Miami Sales Center. So that's something also you might run into every once in a while, but hopefully not. That's something. And then I wanted to point out about Herbie. There's 2 ways to raise money with him. I mean, you can get an organization that just, outright buys Herbies, but you could also get people to just sponsor Herbies, and then you in turn give those to first responders or hospital or something for children. You know, you have children being pulled out of a home in the middle of the night. They need something to hold on to, you know, from the police department or something. So that's another one. You can just create your own fundraiser. You can just say, hey, I'm raising money for such and such organization and I'm doing this. You don't have to have an organization to do it. You can just do it.
Right. Exactly. Do it yourself. As Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up here, October, if you guys want to raise money for that and give it back to the American Cancer Society, I mean, just say, look, I'm doing a 2-part fundraiser. The Herbies I'm donating to the Children's Hospital or the first responders or whatever, you know, they could be for Christmas, you know, however you want to do it. And then the other portion would be the funds. 40% of the funds is going towards the American Cancer Society. So you can pick and choose your causes or how you want to do it. I've also been asked by representatives, can you do a personal fundraiser?
Yes.
Yeah, if you have medical bills, somebody in your family had surgery and there's medical bills, of course you can. You can say, we're raising money to help my sister's medical bills. You know, every proceed, whatever is going to help her with those bills. Thank you. And, you know, if people want to keep the Herbie, like if you're doing the Herbie one, then you can do that. It's okay. But like Bug Guard, we have the candles and we have some of the other things. So find out what fits that organization. One word of the wise, and I think Delaney, you probably agree with me, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you won't. I would never, ever, ever use the brochure in a fundraiser.
I did it once. I won't do it again.
You never do it again, right? I think you did have an experience. I was like, you did what? Reason being is a possible sold out item issues. Also trying to figure out the 20% items versus that you're not able to give the full amount that you're telling the fundraiser you're going to give them, because if they go hog wild and sold a bunch of clothing and we're only getting 20% on clothes, right? You got a mess. Or you also have a mess if things are back ordering or not available, then you're having to go back to certain people to say, oh, I'm sorry, they didn't no longer have that. Here's your money back. And now the fundraisers. So do not just listen to us. Do not use the brochure. Avon gives us specific flyers because those are the products that they are making more stock of for a fundraiser. And those are ones that you know for sure are going to be full earning opportunity for them at the 50%. So, you know, don't use the brochure. Have your organization pick what they want to do. If they want to do a couple different flyers, that's fine. You know, they can. I think it's much simpler for them to just pick one and done, unless they're doing like, maybe they want the Skin So Soft and they want Best of Beauty, you know, or something.
Oh,
there's those.
The band I did, we did the moisture therapy and Skin So Soft, you know.
Right. They picked 2 different body lines to go with. So you can choose.
There were some questions you were going to.
Yeah, I do see Arthur wants to know, Delaware does not have sales tax. Do I still need to tell Avon is tax exempt? That would, I think, be a question probably for fundraiser hotline.
Yeah, I have that.
I'm not going to. Do you have the number?
Yeah, it's 888-564-2866.
Okay, guys.
Well, I don't have sales tax, Arthur. That's awesome. God.
I'm sure they're hitting them somewhere else in that state. Gas prices, something's higher. The food's higher, something's higher. Okay, Jacqueline asks, would the fundraiser order be done separate from your personal order? And we answered that yes. You're going to do your regular order because your personal order is going to be calculated at whatever your sales earnings are. And when you do a fundraiser, you have to put in that specific line number, fundraiser number at the very top. It's the 6-digit number that lets Avon know this is the fundraiser. And that way they know it's 50%.
Now, of course, if you're also doing a fundraiser order, because I have a few representatives that have joined just specifically to do fundraising. And if that's the case, then you would just only put in that one order.
Right. We also have, let's see, we had a couple other questions. And if you guys have other questions, type them in. Somebody wants to know, what would be the best way to approach someone about doing a fundraiser for a school that you prefer not to drive the distance? Somebody that's too far. I know.
Oh, well, that would be, I've got a couple for instances on that. We don't have online fundraising yet. We don't even know what that's going to entail. So contact the person. Like Lisa sent me someone yesterday that was interested, that sent something to her blog, and I contacted the lady, and she wants to raise money for her school tuition. And I just explained to her, well, here's what you can do. I mean, you got a couple of options. If you order through me, you're only going to get a certain percentage. Plus, you're going to have to pay for all the shipping for me to send it to you, which that's
It's
way
not in the same state, right? Not in
right.
the area, right?
Yeah, that
Mhm.
defeats the purpose. And then, or you can sign up to be a representative. You don't have to continue as a representative, but you would get 50% if you decided to sell just, for your fundraiser. And
Right.
so I've had 3 people that have done that now. And
I've sent Elena a few people from my blog because we have to be sometimes we get and as some of you representatives, especially new representatives that might be listening, you may have gotten and those of us that are seasoned have definitely seen it, where we get the emails that come over that say, I want to order product. And then from there, I always answer that professionally and say, how can I assist you today with Avon products? Something very basic and simple. And then if the message comes back with like, I want to order, you read the verbiage. If the verbiage looks off to begin with, it's most likely a scam, especially if they're saying they want their shipper to pick it up and they're going to send you a money order and they're going to, you got to be really
like that.
Be cautious with that. So sometimes when I get things through my blog, I'm a little cautious because it's like, okay, and a lot of fundraising ones were coming through. And I've been sending them to Delana. And I says, look, just be cautious. I don't know if they're in another state. Maybe you get them to be a representative. And she's been successful at 3 of them became a representative, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and they like Avon, so they've stayed with it anyway,
right. So, and
to.
that's, yeah, and that's why I'm telling you guys, until we have the capability, which Avon is saying from RepFest that we are going to get the fundraising tab back on our e-stores, which is going to be great. It's supposed to be here in fourth quarter. I've heard nothing since RepFest.
Right.
And I know that when we had it before, way back when, because Elena probably remembers it way back when too. Way back when. It was like when we were new. I want to say that we only got 20% for online fundraising. And so I don't know if the new is going to allow, people just to shop your e-store and it'd be, whatever the percentage is, or if it's also going to give, because they didn't give us any peaks of nothing. Is it going to have the flyers? Will we know it's just the flyers or will it ship? We know nothing. So I don't want you guys to wait and be like, well, I'm just waiting for online fundraising. You're wasting time and what you could be doing at the end of the year here, capitalizing on double dollars for one. 2, the customers that come from fundraising. You can't just look at like, oh, I did a fundraiser, it's one and done. You better have gotten every person's name, phone number, email address from every single person that bought in that fundraiser, because then you can put them in your VIP groups for Facebook. You can put them on your VIP email list in the back office for Avon so they continue to receive. And if you want those people to continue to receive books, by all means, get them on campaign mailer. And, if they're not in your local area for you to drop books, and send out books to some of them, and see, especially for holidays, they may be looking to buy some Avon. So, if you have the budget to mail books, do it. If you don't, then make sure that they're in your web office, so that they're at least getting the emails now that they've purchased Avon through a fundraiser. The worst they could do is unsubscribe. They unsubscribe, they have the click unsubscribe. They don't like it, they unsubscribe. But otherwise, they may become a regular customer for you year round. They buy in the holidays and they come year round. So when you look at a fundraiser, I don't want you to just look at it as like a one and done. I want you to look at it, all the people that you're meeting throughout that fundraiser and the people that you don't personally know, but so-and-so's work had 30 participants sell, and all of those are now potential customers to you. So utilize that for sure. And have you gotten customers from that, Elena?
Got customers and fundraisers from a fundraiser, because
this one,
the last one went so well that there are 2 other people that are wanting to do a fundraiser, because, and that's the thing is, if you make it easy, and they don't have to, I personally bag up every single order. I do. I don't hand them just a box of product and say, here you go, sort it out. I bag them up. I put the person's name on the bag, and each participant has a box of their own orders. It takes a little extra
Mhm.
time, but they are so impressed when they get it. They're like, they don't have to do anything except bring me the money. Bring me the money, and I'll take care of everything for you.
Very good.
Yeah.
You can do that, or if let's say you have a really big one, like a really, really big one, you could always, let's say it's at a school, we'll just use it as an example, get with the PTA
Right.
and
Yeah.
say, look, I got 30 boxes to bring to you. I've got the bags. We have all the slips. I
Sure.
will come to the school, and if we could set it up for pickup, because in that situation, maybe the students are taking, the moms are coming to pick up for their students, that type of thing. And it's, I guess if it's like a band or like what you did, they were teenagers. If you're dealing with like elementary school kids, then
Oh
you
yeah.
may need a pickup location. Um,
Well, that's what
for
when I took it
Was there a
all to
pickup
the
location? Everything was done and you
practice field, and then they all picked it up.
perfect.
And then if they
Yeah.
whatever left over, the coordinator took with her and given it out to them. So it's out of my house. It's done.
Yay.
What was I going to say a while ago?
Okay. Is there any other like tips you want to give people, Delana, in regards to anything that you've found doing your fundraisers that like, oh, this was important, or I know most of them are like, how do I get them? Do I pick up the phone and just call people? Do I need to walk in? Do I email? What, I think that's probably a question too.
I think just buck it up and print out some information and just walk into a school or walk up to people. I think face to face is the best. You can send out emails and follow up, but I don't know. I think sometimes I'm old school. Face is better to me. The other thing I'm going to suggest is when you do get all the money together, that you count it with the organizer. Don't take on the responsibility of counting it by yourself, because we had to go through and count all the bug guards and then count, make sure we had all the numbers correct and then make sure it all equaled with the money. So you don't want to be responsible for counting that money by yourself. Oh, what do you do for prizes for school? Good question, Sherry.
Yes, we've talked about prizes before. Yeah.
Now, interesting, because on this last one, they were like, well, we just want to raise money for the organization. They shouldn't, we don't care about prizes, But I did give two $50 Amazon gift cards for the top two participants. The band that I worked with last year, we learned from that we think that prizes would probably have gone over better with them. So when we do this one, and this band is only like 35 participants, but still they brought in like almost $1,000. And if you're in double dollars, that helps.
$2,000. Yeah, absolutely.
Pizza place, if they'll donate us to have a pizza party, because I think that will work for them.
Yeah, I was going to suggest, and I think I mentioned it in my videos, that you can go to, like, let's say you are doing an elementary school, you can go to like Chuck E. Cheese and talk to a manager and say, look, we're doing a fundraiser, get a letterhead from the school that proves that you're doing a fundraiser for such and such elementary. And then you're going to go start rounding up prizes. And just say, we're doing for the school and we want to be able to, award like the top student, the top classroom, that kind of thing. And maybe if the school meets their entire goal, I thought this was a great idea, is to have like a little dance party for the students, where you could get the services donated. And the way you get it donated is you go to a DJ that's trying to up and come. And of course, his music needs to be clean for an elementary school. We can't be doing, unclean music. It needs to be clean radio hits for kids that are of elementary school age. But you get the kids excited and say, if we meet the school goal, we're going to have a pizza party and a dance party in the gym at the conclusion of it. And so you're thinking, well, how do I afford the pizza? You don't afford the pizza. You don't afford the DJ. You don't afford the snow cone machine or the cat and candy machine or whatever you're getting. You go to those companies and you say, in lieu of you helping our school, when we send out the fundraising information, give me your flyer, give me your information, and we'll print it on there. So every student, when we deliver all the orders, is going to see your advertisement for your DJ service, for your restaurant. Give us the menus, give us whatever, and we'll put them in the bags. Every student will have it. For every customer that's not even in the school is going to get the ad for your DJ service. Give us your cards. What do you want us to put in there? We just want, if you can donate 1 to 2 hours of your time. If you can donate pizza to the top classroom or whatever, we're going to go ahead and advertise for you. And people will go, yeah, I'll do it. Sure, absolutely. And then when it comes to like, if you want to do monetary prize,
Uh-oh.
did you guys lose me? I'm
There you
still
are.
here. Okay. Somebody was calling in between. If you went to Walmart and let's say the top boy student and the top girl student were both going to win brand new bicycles. You could go to Walmart and you could say, I need a boy's bike and a girl's bike. Would you be able to donate a boy's bike and a girl's bike? And, you know, if after you've pitched this to school and you're getting all these donations, you can say, we're not going to pitch it to the students until I get everything together. Let me get all the prizes together and then let me come and pitch it to the students. You could have them organize an assembly or something where you just come talk for 10, 15 minutes and get these kids jazzed up, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
about what they're about to do and say, you know, we're going to have, you know, whatever. And you guys, you know, each student is going to leave there. I don't know if you remember when you were a kid, but I went to Catholic school and they always had us doing fundraisers, but there was always some guy on the stage showing us, you guys are going to laugh. Do you remember, maybe you had them too, Delana, everybody had to have one. And that's the thing. And when I think about it, it's like the dumbest prize ever. It's literally a fuzzball with 2 eyeballs and little feet. Do you remember the little sticky feet with the fuzzball? It had little antennas, and all it was to say that you sold one item. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And if you were wearing one, it mean you sold an item. You got this little, it was literally just a little sticker, and you wore it on your shoulder like a little alien thing. And I remember being so excited. We might have had to sell 1 or 2 items to get it. But if you had it on, then you also had to wear it to school. And then if the fundraiser guy saw you in school with it on, you had the opportunity to win like $5 and $10. Like if he saw you in the hall, he'd give you money. Like certain
wow.
people. Like, and it was, so they were like, I'm wearing it. So first of all, what that did is it drove the excitement for them to sell at least 1 item. And then they got their thing, and then they made sure they were wearing it every day because they didn't know when the fundraising guy was going to be walking the halls and just picking different people, like $10 for you, $5 for you, $1 for you. Let me just hand that money. And so the kids were just like, I remember being super excited about that. I wanted my little fuzzy guy on the shoulder because I was like, I could win money, you know, like whatever. So you get creative. This is your business. If you're dealing with kids in a school, get creative with your prizes. Get creative with, you know, how you want to motivate them. You know, as leaders, Delana and I being leaders, and those of you that are up and coming leaders watching this, you know, you motivate your team. You think of things that, you know, Avon does motivating things for us, but then as team leaders, we can think of motivating contests and things that we can do for you. You have to kind of do the same thing when you're dealing with fundraising, I think, if you're dealing with students and younger kids that are trying to raise money. If it's older kids, then Delana, you know, you do the Amazon gift cards because that's where it's at. Or maybe if it's teenage girls, you're giving, you know, maybe they get $100 in free Avon makeup or something, you know, and they get to go shopping.
Which does us $100. You know?
Exactly. It doesn't cost us $100, right? So you could be like, you get a gift certificate for that. But maybe it's clothing. Maybe they like Torrid or one of these stores in the mall, and you just get a gift, you know, you get a gift card to go to, you know, I don't even know what the hot stores anymore. I can't think, I don't know, American Eagle or something, you know, or what's my favorite one? It's, oh gosh. I go there all the time, believe it or not. I think this was from there. I was going to say candies, but it's not. It's, oh, geez. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll get it after the live stream, I'm sure. But yeah, you get where I'm going with this, guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's any other
Laura,
questions here.
Laura has a question.
Laura, how much is required to be sold, earned for them to get a big prize like a bike? So, I think it's just that, go ahead.
Well, I think you need to get with, it's all with what your organizer, who you're working with. You know, some care about having big prizes, some don't. But you don't want to just give a bicycle for, you know, it has to be
One
over,
item.
you know, yeah, you have to say, okay, the top fundraiser over, you know, $500 or something like that. You wouldn't say, you know, if you raise $100, you're going to get a bike. You know, it would have to be, you'd have to have some.
And maybe it's, you know, sell a minimum of this to be, it could be something like that, to have a chance. And then maybe, the top seller, anybody over that. So your minimum.
Yeah.
I got to sell at least this,
Yes.
but I could end up being a top seller and then actually win the bike. So again, that comes down to your strategy on how you're, and we're getting a little more into like, if you guys want to do more than just,
Yeah.
and that's making it a little more complicated. But if you're looking to do like a big one and you want it to be like really big and success, like a school, like you're dealing with an elementary school, these kids are going to be like, here's my form. Anybody want to buy? And then the mom's going to take it to work. It's not, but if the kid's going, mom, I got to sell this, I can win a bike. I can, they're going to be so excited. The kids are going to drive the parents crazy to where the parent is either going to buy a bunch of stuff because they want to help their kid, or the parent is going to bring it to their work and hustle or take them door to door or whatever. So the kids will help drive the excitement. If the kids are not excited, you may not have as successful, fundraiser, because they're thinking, well, what's in it for me? Yeah, we're raising money for our playground. That's fun. But I mean, I'm working hard. Everybody likes to earn something, right? They're working to earn something. So you got to have donations. That's why I said it doesn't have to come out of your pocket. Yeah.
I mean, when we have incentives, we work harder. Actually, I would like to say that we should just continue working the same pace all the time as representatives so that you earn the incentive when it comes. But I mean, many people, you dangle a carrot in front of them and they're going to work harder to obtain that.
Look what's happened with Share the Love. So many of you motivated by the tote and the $400, kit and making sure you hit your numbers. But like Delana says, we don't want you to stop just because that incentive is ending. You should still be striving to hit your Kickstarts and of course make the money. Like, what is your goal to earn? If you're just like haphazard, then you're not really earning the money anyway. So, but when Avon does throw out an incentive, can it light a fire under you? Absolutely. When I throw out an incentive to say, hey, who's going to be in the 385 club, this campaign, you can win a $50 bundle. Does that maybe motivate you to do a little higher if you're close? Yeah, probably. You're like, oh, I want to be on that list. Or when you see the list, oh my God, how is Delana Simpson selling $1,800? How is Donald Thyman doing a fourth that, it blows y'all's mind and it makes you want to work harder. To be like, I'm going to be on that list. I want to be on that list. I know for me, I love being able to see where I'm ranking. And it's not that, I don't know if you could say I like to be competitive. I think competitive is good, but I also love to cheer my Avon brothers and sisters on, and see their success. But there is something about like, oh, I'm so close. One of these days I'm going to, so I don't know if that motivates you, then, let it be motivation when you see the sales list to say, I'm going to be on that list. I'm going to be number one at some point, and do it, let's see what else. Any other questions? Any other questions? Dance party, likes the dance party. Let me see if there was other questions up here that I missed. Okay. So, writing a check. So we did discuss about making the check payable to, we said it's your discretion. Delana has them write all out to the Avon representative. When I've done them, I've had them write it to the organization, and then all the checks are given to the organization. And then of course I can't order the products until the organization cuts me a check. So they cut me one check, and then for like 60%, I get the products at 50%, 10% is for me, deliver it, and it's done. So that's your choice. Double dollars is going from campaign 22 to 26.
Correct.
So if you can set something up during this time, you can catapult yourself to President's Club or higher. And Delana bumped herself all the way up to Rose Circle with that. So you definitely can do it. And somebody coming in the game late, if you're brand new, you can jump in the game here, have a $5,000 fundraiser, and boom, $10,000 award sales, your President's Club.
Yep, you can do it.
Or have a couple smaller. They could be, with the double dollars is what's shooting you there quicker.
Right.
So you want to hit it. If you ran, you could actually run a couple different ones in one campaign, because Avon is going to double your award sales, your highest award sales, anywhere between 22 and 26. They're just going to pick your highest order during that time and double it.
Right.
So if you're like, okay, I'm going to get a couple fundraisers and I'm going to have them all complete by campaign 24. It's going to be 3 different organizations all going in 24. They'll all be separate orders for them, but they're all going to count in 24. That's double, double, double. If that's your campaign, that's combined, boom, you can do it. Okay. How do you find, let's see, somebody asked, how do you find out who the person is to talk to at XYZ place, Delina?
Call and ask. Call and ask. Who would I talk to at a fundraiser?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And we do have a script. There are scripts. And I would think when it comes to like a school PTA organizer, whoever's in charge of PTA, band director, that type of thing. Church would be, the church coordinator maybe that's, talk to somebody in the office and say who would be the person in charge of your fundraising. And keep the packets, make packets, and keep the packets in your car so that when you do see, like she said at the beginning of this call, you see students doing a fundraiser, washing cars, bake sale, you need to pull over with this letter, make little packets up, have your brochure, you can have a couple samples of the flyers, put that in there, put an ad for becoming representative in there, your card, and then get their phone number to follow up. And just say, I want to drop this off with whoever's organizing this and get a name and phone number because we have Avon fundraisers and we could totally, help you raise money for what you're doing.
And also about, you don't want to be trying to push a new products on the football team, or whatever.
Bug guard for a football team would be a good one. Yeah, absolutely. And if it's the cheerleaders, then the makeup is probably, you got to look at who their audience is,
right?
So you got to just think about that too. And that goes the same for the type of prizes. If you're getting donations, you really need to think about what your group is. Are they teenagers? Are they adults? Are they young children? What's going to motivate that group additionally to make your fundraiser so successful that they're working extra hard? Not only do they want to raise the money so that they can be in the parade, but oh my God, there's an extra cookie in here where I can get $100 Amazon gift card or a gift card to go shopping at so-and-so. Yeah, it's definitely an extra. So any other questions for anybody? Delane, anything else you want to add before we go?
I just think that, we've talked about a lot. And so it can be overwhelming because we've given so many ideas. I would just suggest keep it simple. You don't have to go out and do huge things and buy all these different prizes and everything. You don't have to. So just start small and keep it simple. Like I said, I do a manila envelope as their collection envelope, instructions, and a flyer. That's what they get. And then they bring it back to me. And I just keep it really simple. So,
right. Yeah. Well, what I mentioned is just extra. If you have a big one and you want to get some donated prizes, by all means, you can go out of your way and make a few phone calls or stop and get those extra prizes to help continue to motivate. But you can also do very simple ones too, where it's just we earned the money for your band and that's that. So and then you have the customers too. Arthur has a last question. He said he had a church say they do not allow fundraisers with for-profit companies. What is the best way to respond to that? That response threw me for a loop. I don't believe we're making a profit. They have to purchase the product. I mean, you can't get a product for nothing. So Avon's not really, I don't think Avon's profiting really from the product. It's the manufacture of the product. And then the other 50% is our, giving back. You need to take at least, though, like I said, 10% for you, for your work and printing the flyers and things like that. So you're not really making a profit either. You're getting mostly the award sales, if that's their situation. I mean, that would be my answer. Delana, do you have a different answer?
You can't get something for nothing. You got to be able to get the product. But
yeah,
we're not
the product
of it. I don't know.
Well, they probably think that he is trying to do it for profit for himself. Maybe you need to overcome that objection, Arthur, by letting them know that no, I have to cover my supplies unless you guys would like to cover the supplies portion. I can let you make the 50% and this is what you'll need to order, kind of thing to run it or print to run it. And then there's no profit for me. I'll just be the organizer for you. And then we do have the other 50% is for the product. So if you want to run it, I mean, you can bring it to him that way.
And when you're, of course, if you're giving 50%, you're not making anything.
No.
However, that also will boost your sales to possibly the next level so that you're going to make an additional percentage off of your overall order.
Yes, other orders and the customers and the potential recruits that could come from it. So it's really just reaching out, you're branching out, and you're getting a lot of contact information from people you not normally would know. So it's just a great way. So I hope this was really helpful to you guys today. Delana, I want to thank you so much for your insight. And she really is a rock star. She's on her way up. She just blows me away she's just amazing. This mama loves her. I love all you guys. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much, Lena, for being on. We are going to do another one of these soon with, I'm just waiting for Julie. Julie New is a guru when it comes to online parties. So I'm trying to get Julie up there to when she's ready. I told her when she's ready, no pressure. I would like to do that. I think you guys would really enjoy learning more about how Julie is really doing so well with Facebook parties and her sales. So stay tuned for that in the future. And if you like this and you have other ideas of things you'd like to see us, do live streams with, just let us know, guys. That's what we're here for. I will upload this, trim this up, get it up on YouTube as well for future viewing. If you like this video and you are viewing it on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching this on replay in our Facebook group, let us know what you liked about it. Let us know what you learned from it and how you're going to take these ideas and catapult your business here in the fourth quarter, because we want to see you at President's Club and above. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you again, Delana. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.